What's going on? We have another devlog for Block-Lite. This will probably be the last one for this major update. And as you can see, there's some changes to the game. So, as you can see, there's this Mo Guns and Guys. That is the update title. And let me just show you. Yes, so there's going to be some more animation there. And what you're hearing now is a secondary title theme song. So there's that being added. Now, in this devlog, I'm going to go over mainly the quality of life stuff that I changed, but I'll go over some of the other changes. So, first off, the music, or the mute button, now does volume much better. It now, instead of just having 150 and 0%, you now have 100%, 75%, and 25%, and 0%. So I added some options there. And it also saves. So if you were to restart the game, it will save your last volume setting. Not sure why I added this, or didn't add this to begin with, but you know, it's there now. Going to the character select screen, everything is pretty much the same here. You might notice a couple little resprites. So we have all the characters here. Don't want to spoil it too much, but one of the new things here is you'll notice this key. So instead of completing a run with a certain character and unlocking another character, you'll get an unlock token, so you can, and this applies for weapons too, but all these are unlocked right now. You can now select this, or deselect it if you don't want to, but you can select items that are locked, so all you have to do is complete a run, you get one unlock token, and you can unlock anything. And when you start the game for the first time, or since this update, you will get one unlock token, and then that way you can pick whatever you want to unlock. And then you can just keep getting them, I guess. And all of your previous save data will still be there, so there will be a check to make sure that everything unlocks appropriately. But this is how it unlocks, yeah. So there's that. I think for today's devlog, I don't want to spoil too many of the new characters or whatever. So let's just go ahead and use. Let's go and use the wizard. I think I'll show this guy. I may have shown him in the last one. And we'll just go ahead and show off the... I like the flail weapon. We'll show this guy off. So, the flail here is a very unique melee weapon. As you can see, it spins around the player. And eventually you can charge up and throw a short-range projectile. But, anyways... So that's sort of the flail's deal. Very unique melee weapon in my opinion. The wizard's deal is he has mana instead. So he's a very unique. I was focusing on unique characters in this update instead. So he has a few different abilities that use mana instead of shield. So he has that trade-off. You will notice there's completely new enemy resprites. So now enemies take on a random set of colors to make the run more unique, and I made them have better sprites, at least in my opinion. And you'll notice there's some new AI. So I did go over some of the new AI in the last devlog here. Let's just go in the speedrun. But I updated a ton of, or most of the enemies' UI. So these enemies are mostly the same, but there's a chance that some of them now will have a slightly more unique enemy behavior. So I just wanted to spice up the game more or less. So anyways, let's just go ahead and speedrun. You can get some more of this gameplay if anyone actually watches these, but just show off some of this new stuff. Okay, so these guys, I think I showed this off. The rhomboid enemies, instead of just kind of flailing all about, now actually have a pattern, so they'll just bounce on the side, sort of charge the side of the screen, rather than just being kind of being like a circle enemy rehash. So I updated their behavior just a little bit since that last video, so that they're just a little bit smarter. And then the star enemies are now turrets, and then instead of just like awkwardly moving towards the player mouse, what they did before. Well, I can't speak. They will shoot projectiles, and they also don't break the game as bad. I know a lot of them are spawning, but it's not as bad as it looks. So anyways, they have better AI, and they'll shoot at the player, but the projectile doesn't follow them. So now we have the boss. Is the main thing. We have this new boss music, which is pretty fire. All the bosses got some form of resprite or addition, or some form of slight rework to their behavior. So as you can see, he now has a new attack and slightly different patterns. Still working on the balancing, but yeah, that is the main part of it. Still a lot of tweaks to go through, but the update is nearing completion. It will be free, and I'll probably give away a couple copies of the game and run a sale once it comes out, hopefully within the next month or so. But just keep an eye out for a trailer. Yeah.